Today we're going to be talking about how to learning matchup, at least from a basic standpoint, how to learn the basics of any matchup. I would say in my, let's say watching this video reasonably, but like, let's say like 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. This might take you 30 to 45 minutes, depending on, if it's your first fighting game. I feel like you use this concept for every character to learn the general gist of how to fight them. And as you get better and more shit comes in, more nuances, all the fancy smashy words and all whatever that means something, that's when the finer details matter, the higher up you get. Before most part, I think a lot of people that watch me are kind of like not master yet, or like low master, so they're not at that point yet. It only matters when you're like super high level, or you're playing somebody super high level that kind of knows. But even to some extent, I think a lot of people think that like pros know every single bit of frame they didn't know. It's just simple as knowing what your character can and can't punish, or just knowing what is and what's plus, what's minus. When am I letting them get greedy? Because sometimes a person will throw something out minus, but because you don't know that, hey, it's my turn, like let's say something -3, -4 even, you don't punish it. But first things first, I want to say lab everything. I should probably say this at the beginning of every video, but especially this video, but this goes for any video, any tech, anything you learn, period. I think you'd be a fool to sit here and 100% listen to anything anybody says on the internet about, unless you see me test it out on the screen. Yes, but even then, who knows, maybe I might be testing it wrong. Always try shit out that I give y'all tips to do and tips for, because you might find a better way or be able to innovate and create it and make it better for you, right? I think like I like to give people the starters for shit, and then like you can go in and do what you want with the information I'm giving you. I'm just giving you little tips and tricks. So don't take anything anybody ever says for gospel, and that's anything in life. Make sure to, always find out, do your due diligence, go lab it, especially when learning a matchup, and especially when looking at charts. It like that, right? Just because something is minus on the stats, just because it's on the stat sheet, there's certain circumstances where, yeah, like, hey, on paper this should work like this, but it doesn't, because we're in a certain scenario or situation. But with that all out the way, first thing you want to do is, bro, you want to go on the holy grail of all websites. This website is called Ultimate Frame Data. I will have the link down below, but it's also in my Discord, fully credited, of course. I ain't gonna take credit, this is not my site. Metal Music Man, bro, this dude and Super Combo, all these motherfuckers down here, bro. This site is amazing. Personally, I like to see pictures, and I'm more visual learning, so it's cool because like you click on any character and it shows the basic pictures, hitboxes, like pictures, and get basically a gif of the hit, hurt box, all that shit in the frame data, at least of all the normals. And then once you get down to specials, they don't do it, obviously, which I can kind of understand. That will be obnoxious, and the site probably take hella long to update. So maybe they could do it at the end of this game's lifespan. Who knows? Like I said, again, steering off topic, for simplicity's sake, we could pick any character, because I promise you this works with just about any character. But just to keep it super duper plain, it's simple, we're gonna go to E Honda, right? So let's say you're having trouble with the E Honda matchup, right? So my first rule, or the first thing I do, a rule of thumb, you want to find what normals are plus or zero or plus normal, right? Like Chun, for example, her standing heavy kick is 0, +0, -0, whatever, and her standing medium is +1, right? In some characters, nothing is plus. None of their normals are plus, which is cool. Like, also, that doesn't mean shit, because like jabs technically are minus, but you can still chain them together. So I'm saying, for the most part, I'm talking about like, anything but light, right? So as you can see, standing medium punch, and you see a lot of Hondas use this. Now, something like this being it might not seem like significant, but this being +1 is a motherfucker, because of the simple fact that you can't really mash about it, or you can't mindlessly, and you shouldn't be anyways. You can't mindlessly mash. You have to be mindful of the buttons you click after this, because you can fuck around and get countered. Like, let's say he goes for this, right? And I'm thinking, okay, in retaliation, so I throw, let's say, a crouching medium, right? Hypothetically speaking. And I'll actually show y'all fuck it. So because he's +1, this is a frame trap, right? So I can't hit any button that I want to hit, unless even if it's a light. It's a true frame trap, right? So let's see what happens. I'm gonna do the exact same thing, right? Just to show y'all. See? I can't do that because I'm -1. You see how that little if anything, that's why you want to. Oh shit! If anything, that's why you want to look to see what normal is plus, right? Okay, cool. Now, as you can see with Honda, the only plus normal is this, and that's what you see a lot of Hondas just drawing out of neutral, so that's good to know. Other than that, everything else is minus. So also his sweep is -10, which is cool, I guess. Now we have, once we get past the point of finding which of our frame data thingamabobbers plus, right? Now we go to moves like this, forward heavy, and like, back heavy, like moves like this, right? So Honda does this. I only ever see him do this into a card cancel, but it's -3. So, I mean, you could take your turn back after it, I guess. That's cool. This, though, this is unique, because funny thing is, I didn't notice until I started playing you can actually punish this a lot. So if I'm playing like Marissa or certain characters that don't have a 5 frame light kick, like standing light kick. Honda can just throw this willy-nilly and there's nothing I can do about it. Unless he spaces it so poorly to where I can get a jab off of it. Yeah, there's nothing this man, like there's nothing I can do about this. Unless I'm Ryu. But if he throws it as I'm Ryu, I could literally light kick, get a Tatsu off of it. So that's a nice fun fact, right? Right. Super simple, right? Not much mental effort going for it, right? We're like 5 minutes in so far. Most of the video was yapping. Now we have target combos. So target combos, and I will show you 2 separate examples of this with DJ and Luke. There's exceptions with this target combo shit, but for the most part, target combos are normally minus the shit if you confirm after like a certain amount of hits. Like this, typically like the first hit, sometimes second, depending on the target combo. So I'm gonna show you with Luke, right? I think a lot of y'all overthink this shit, right? And the goal is to kind of make it as simple as possible matchups, right? So here's Honda's target. So the spacing, he is -10, but the spacing leads you all the way out here. However, like you see how Ryu is like, I'm minus from this, me as Honda. Because, you know, it's a jab, standing jab, right? As soon as I confirm it, unless I whiff, if you whiff, that's a big one, right? But then that's with most target combos in this game, because a lot of people use them in a hit confirm type of way. Even with Ryu, right? Ryu's target combo, that shit, and then you try to charge the engine, that's -8, right? Now if you space it properly, cool, it's not a big deal, but for the most part, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that shit's not gonna happen, because you're probably doing this with the intent of hitting, and you could not be, bro. But see, if you do it too far, you whiff and you get hit. Too difficult. Like I'm DJ, right? So I hit once, I'm +2, right? As soon as I confirm it into a second hit, right, I'm now -2. So if I stop from this point, my turn's over. But see how if I follow all the way through with it, I'm now -8. And for the most part, I ain't gonna say most of the time DJs will stop here, but even then, look at the situation. I'm +2 and then you're in my face and I'm +2, and I'm pretty sure, god damn it, and I'm +2 point blank in your face. So with a character with a 6 frame medium, with a 6 frame startup medium punch, that's super valuable, because now 654, now my medium punch is 4 frames, so you can't do shit. You have to hold it, right? Now you could be dumb enough to follow through, but now you're -8. Right, and then one more example we're gonna give, just to like really put the nail in the coffin with it. With this, really, you can press this motherfucker 4 times. So look, 1, he hits it 1, right? He's -3. Twice, and he's -8. So this is already minus, right? This is already minus as it is. If he decides to go to this point, he's -8. So he has to follow through damn near, because see, the more he follows through, the worse it gets. Up until that last hit. All right, it gets a little better because he's only -12. But the point I'm trying to make is, after he commits to that second hit of the target combo, it's damn near over with. And that's damn near every character, maybe except Jamie, because I know Jamie has records and fucking fancy shit, bro. But every character with target combos, just keep that in mind. Most of the time, if you get hit by a target combo, you're not blocking, you're getting hit by it. So you don't have to worry about, oh, they're gonna do it on block. Now we go to the jump attacks. Jump attacks, for the most part, all of them are hella plus. We should know this. With Honda's is 0 for some reason. This matters, but it doesn't. I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, it does, but like at the same time it fucking doesn't. Like I'd say, like maybe if he's trying to cross you up, then yeah, you can keep that in mind, that you could trade with his normal, but even then you don't get shit. It's just a trade and you don't really get shit off of it. Do what you will with that information. His light and his light kick, his light jump attacks just happen to be +0. All right, now we go to the meat and bones. This is, I feel like, is the most important part, and this is any character, and this can be applied to any character, and we can even go to different characters and show you the same shit, right? So as y'all know, for a move to be punishable, period, like it could be -1, 2, and 3. Once it hits -4, that's when it's in the punishable region, because every character has a 4 frame normal, right? The problem is, depending on the move, depends on if it's reachable, right? Which is obvious, right? Most of the time, those moves are spacing dependent. So if I space my move poorly, that's -4, I will get jabbed out of it, which is, it happens. But anywho, we have 100 hand slaps from Honda. So we have 100 hand slap 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got light, medium, heavy, and OD. So what you can take from this is, instead of thinking medium and heavy or -8, and also mind you, if the Honda spaces it properly, you can't really punish it with a croucher medium, and some characters can't punish it at all. And that's why it's important to lab the shit too, not just be like, oh well, it says here, because then how are you gonna know, right? So watch this. Here's what light looks like. Medium. And I'm pretty sure it vibrates your controller. I just have vibrate off. But you see how the screen fucking shakes when he does medium or heavy? If the screen is not shaking, right? Because you're minus. He's minus. No matter what version of 100 hand slap he does, he is minus. But if the screen is not shaking, I cannot punish. I can try to get a jab off of this, but I'm not in jab range, right? Let me switch back to me. I'm not able to jab him, right? Unless he royally fucks up. And I'm gonna show y'all. Unless he royally fucks up like that, which will probably never happen. So you can really just delete that out your brain. It's good to know, but for the sake of just knowing a matchup and like trying to learn it quickly, don't worry about that. If the screen doesn't shake or it's not OD, so if Honda's glowing yellow or that screen ain't shaking, you're not punishing that shit consistent. Now, and even with him fucking, like, look, even if we want to take it that far, right? And we want to do that. See? If he spaces it ultra proper, and that's a risk itself, right? Trying to space it that far. So in most cases, you got to look at it from a Honda's perspective. That's a terrible idea, right? Now, the proximity guard is pretty like wonky on that move. It's not as bad as certain other moves, right? Like at Solar Plex. Solar Plex's proximity guard is crazy, right? The proximity guard on that move is not terrible, but at the same time, as a Honda, I'm not about to risk doing this shit from way out here. See, it still whiffs. It's not that like the proximity guard on that move is not that crazy, so it's still whiff, right? Like you see how crazy of a whiff that is. That's why in most cases the Honda is going to do it in range, and unless their ranging or spacing is really good and consistent, you can get that every time, right? Crouching medium, and I'm gonna just show y'all so y'all don't think I'm insane or something. And this is a really tight window to punish because of the fact that the startup of crouching medium is 8 frame and the move is -8. Boom, like that. I'm not about to do it again because that's just kind of hard. Basically though, with specials, you want to do what I like to call consolidating, which is combining the shit and making it simple. Don't sit here and look at each special as light, medium, heavy property, especially if they all have the same frame data. Don't even look at it. And I mean, that makes it easier, but I'm saying in a sense like this, just think of it as, first of all, lab the special and see what the distinctions are, especially if it's something as blatant as that. And it's the same thing goes for Terry's burn knuckle. You'll know if the burn knuckle is plus if the screen shakes. Same exact thing. Now, sound cues are a little more difficult if you're not listening. That's why it requires headphones. So, I mean, for you to pay attention. But even then, there's certain distinctions in the move for you to look at, right? Because we're being really technical, right? The funny shit is Ken's crouching heavy or sweep is 8 frame startup. So technically, Ken can consistently punish that 24/7 if we're being technical. If you play Ken, you could punish any of these, and it's all character dependent. Like I said, go learn your character, bro. Because in order to even know shit about matchups, you have to learn your character. I'm just speaking from a perspective, assuming that you would know your character because you play the motherfucker all the time. I would hope you know your character. And just to prove it, because I love to cite my sources, just so I don't think anybody's gonna think I'm lying, but it's just, I don't know, I like to be as precise as possible. See? See? No matter how far Honda is, he does that shit. It's an easy sweep by Ken. And that's just Ken's privilege ass. Fuck Ken. That's some bullshit, bro. Now we're gonna go to his next move, which is light head, which is headbutt. Headbutt super easy, right? All versions are -3 no matter what you do. So yeah. So you can take your turn afterwards. Yeah, all versions of the sumo headbutt are -3 except EX, which is the OD one, which you've seen Honda's do on Wake Up. So that's pretty simple to keep track of. So if Honda for whatever reason tries a full screen EX sumo headbutt, you just know you can punish it with a heavy punch, bro. But also, this is important to know that this is minus because a lot of people don't, and they'll just let the Honda trample them. Like technically, if you see a Honda fucking taking liberties and he's doing sumo headbutt and then like hitting medium punch, not even jab, just being hella extra, can't do that shit. He can't even jab because if your jab is like, if you got a 6 frame medium, crouching medium, standing medium, or whatever, 6 frames or less, you beat his jab regardless. His fastest button you beat, and at least it stops the Honda from mindlessly doing it a little more, especially if he's trying to hit buttons. But just be wary, you get too like you mash too many times afterwards, the Honda's paying attention, he could just easily level 3 or do some other shit. So be careful with that. Sumo smash, all the versions are plus. This is super simple. All versions are plus. Don't hit shit after this. Leave it alone. Now, I think the spacing makes it kind of weird to where I believe you're able to kind of mash out of it, but regardless, all versions are plus. So all versions are plus, so I can't mash. I got to kind of let it rock. Unless he like goes for some really extra shit, which, I mean, shit, if he wants to take a crazy ass risk, go ahead, but just put that in notes for next round, next match, right? Next is throw. This is basically all. This doesn't have any properties. This is command grab, has no properties. Sumo dash. Sumo dash is just the walk anime. Like, if the shit don't got no frame data, the bitch don't matter. 9 times out of 10, the shit don't matter. So leave it alone. Now we go back to triple slap, high hold lift. God, this is triple slap. You're probably wondering, was Zyric? It's only 2 slaps. Well, that's the thing. If you choose to confirm this into a 3rd slap, it's -24. That doesn't matter what version you use. Now, I will say, if the Honda does this version, right, a triple slap, you're still plus. It's still your turn afterwards. If he does EX, it's not your turn. He can still do this, and that's happened to me a lot, right? So if he does this version, but a lot of the times they like to do that and they mix it up with a command grab, because if they do command grab straight after that, you can't jab out of it. You have to jump. So it's kind of a guess. So in theory, you could delay jump it, but you got to kind of practice that. That takes a little bit of work, right? But boom, god damn it. So what you need to know is, right, every version, whether you start from light kick, medium, or heavy, they all have the same properties. The properties only alter if it's OD. So what you know, how you simplify that, if he does this shit and it's not OD, you're good. If he does this shit and just walks up, grab his ass. He can't do shit but hit. But by that point, you probably can just grab him. I'm pretty sure you could just grab him out of it. So if you see him do this, like, you can mash. If you see him just walking up like this and he doesn't hit anything, I mean, that's kind of risky too, though. I don't know, but because sometimes Hondas fuck up the input, or they're trying to base it. So be wary of this. All you got to do is realize what versions do harm or fuck with you. It's different for everybody, because certain people have, like, they find certain parts and aspects of matchups difficult, but find whatever part's fucking with you and find a way to simplify it so that you're not thinking, whoa, is this version mine? Is this version's mine? Like, let's say each of these had different properties, right? Which they do kind of, right? You're not going to sit here and remember this one's -4, this one's -6, this one. Just remember the one that's hella minus, that's easily punishable, right? You don't need to know every facet, asset, or every piece of a matchup, right? You can have gaps in some areas. You just need to know the basics, and then once you get past the basics, you can learn a lot more. The thing is with Honda, there's not much with him, so I mean, he's an exception, but it kind of goes for any character, right? And the Tahoe lift is like the same thing, the follow-up, but instead it's like it's down punch. So like, look like this. Like, this shit is hella mine. Like, it doesn't matter what version you do, this is mine, and so they'll probably never do that unless they get it off of it. But yeah, it's that simple. Now let's go back to the page, right? All right, let's go back to it. Let's see what else we have. And then we scroll down and we have level 1, 2, and 3, and yeah, we're good. That's it. See how simple that was? We did, this video is going to be less than 30 minutes, but you see how we basically did learn the whole match in 30 minutes. Now the next thing to do is we try to find a Honda to practice on, or whatever character, or just naturally put, I don't know. Like, the thing is, it depends on, I don't know, I would say go to Battle Hub. Well, I don't know. Just keep the shit in mind for the next matchup. If it's a matchup you're really struggling on, you probably run into it a good amount. Because, like, I struggle with Dawson, but I don't give a shit because I play a Dawson every blue moon. I don't give a fuck. But, you know, yeah. That's it, though. Simple. You see, it. Look, technically, I told you it should take 30 to 45 minutes. I don't know. This video is probably less because I'm editing it. But this video right now, as of now, is 33 minutes. But, yeah, if y'all enjoyed this video, let me know. Give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Next video is probably going to be about how to, you know, offensive mindset, how to set an offense up, or what to think about in offense. It's a suggested video from a commenter. I'm gonna cut his comment and paste it on the video when it comes out, just to let y'all know if y'all have any video ideas and suggest them, and I do take those ideas. I will post the comment. I don't care if 2 people say the same shit, everybody gets posted. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna post the comments on the screen for y'all to see, because just don't think because your boy don't like to edit, don't do crazy edits, I can't cut a little cut add a sound effect transition. Anyways, I thank y'all so very, very much for watching. All the love and support y'all been giving these freaking videos, man. It means a lot. Like, you know, I came back just said, fuck it, I'm gonna make Street Fighter videos because I play the game all the time on a whim. It's probably not gonna work, and it worked out very well. Y'all been showing me love. Shout out to the SGC, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. And yeah, man. If y'all have any tips about help learn the matchup or whatever, like I said, I always encourage just a place of learning. Go post it down in the comments, and I'll probably pin it or like it or heart it, whatever the case may be, for other people to see it, because I think everybody's trying to get better here. So that's the goal. Also, too, do coaching. So if y'all want free coaching, join the Discord, hit the coaching ticket button, and yeah, we out this bitch.